In today's video, why you have a short temper when you're dieting.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today's video is kind of a fun one. We're going to discuss the idea of our temper and being short-tempered when we're dieting or in a fat loss phase or calories restricted. And the question, you got it, just like always, came from my Instagram direct message. So for those of you that are following along here, if you want to send me a question to my Instagram, well, I'll direct message, put it on here, and we'll have some fun with it and I'll discuss it. And it's funny, I just did a podcast. So for those that are following the Bikini Diaries podcast, I was a guest on there today, and this topic came up, the idea of being of shorter temper, you know, when you're in contest prep, and the idea behind that. And I think I have some unique insight on this as a competitor, as someone who's worked with a lot of people. And I think for me, it's probably the first thing that tells me, yep, you're in prep, is when I have that first mood swing. I have a mood swing when I normally wouldn't, because I'm pretty level-headed. Not a lot sets me off. Not a lot bothers me, and if it does bother me, I'm able to kind of manage it. You know, I feel like I have good emotional intelligence, and I can just kind of allow things to kind of affect me that should and not affect me that shouldn't. But when I'm dieting down, I've got a quick trigger. Okay, things bother me that normally would just not even faze me. Okay, I get a little more particular, a little more anal about where I want things. I have to have things cleaner, more organized. My day, my schedule has to be more set. And then when I'm in the improvement season and I'm feeling good, nothing bothers me. Can't get to me. So why is that? What is it about this process? Well, first I'm going to read the question that came from my Instagram so you guys can understand. So, hey Paul, could being a little cranky just be a part of a low-calorie diet? I'm 4'11", 125 pounds, and I'm on 1,000 calories, 50% protein, 30% carbs, 20% fats. I realize we should feel a little hunger, but I even dreamt that a waiter was serving me a huge T-bone steak. I was feeling irritable yesterday too. I usually go for a 2-mile morning walk, but yesterday I used the treadmill on incline 7 at 3.7 for 45 minutes. Should I keep things as is, or would you suggest a change? Thanks. I track my meals in MyFitnessPal. So first of all, good job. Sounds like you have a very well planned out approach. You know, I like your macro ratios. I like your calories. I like your cardio. I like your can-do attitude about asking questions about things you don't understand. So let's discuss just what's going on there. The brain chemical serotonin regulates hunger and mood. And when you're in a dieting phase that restricts calories, well, guess what? That serotonin fluctuates, and that can make your mood fluctuate as well. So what you're essentially doing by going into a dieting phase or restricting calories is you're making yourself moodier, and I certainly can attest to this as well. And it's just a part of the process. I think it's just a part of getting through this phase of getting the body fat off. Now, what I have found is that through different styles of dieting, I'm able to manipulate those variables. And for someone like yourself, who is, I'll say, a lifestyle dieter, you didn't mention that you're competing well. If you don't have a timeline, this might be a perfect time for a diet break. And if you're not familiar with the diet break, well, I have videos on the topic, but the idea is basically that you bring your calories back up to around maintenance. What your current maintenance would be, not your maintenance prior to starting this fat loss phase. And then you bring your cardio down, maybe to about half for a week, and just give yourself a chance to kind of reset. You'll feel better, and you'll recover better, and then you can go back into your dieting numbers and get the response out of it. But yes, it's certainly normal. Some of the normal things that I see during prep or I don't want to call it prep, let's just call it fat loss. Some of the normal things that I see during a period of caloric restriction that people don't understand. The first one would be the frequency at which you use the bathroom. I did a video on this the other day, but you know, it's going to decrease. You know, if you're used to going to the bathroom, pooping every day, well, it's probably going to be less frequent. Doesn't mean you're constipated. It just means your body has adapted. The only time I assume it's constipation is if there's bloating or some pain or irritability in the stomach. If none of that's happening, it's just less frequent. That's quite normal. Another one is going to be getting cold. You know, a lot of people make the association, well, we have less body fat, so we get cold easier. That's true. I also find that when you get into better shape, your resting heart rate is lower, so you're pumping less blood through your body throughout the day, and thus you might be a little chillier throughout the day. And then mood is certainly going to change throughout the day. You might even find that as you eat, you get in a good mood. I always laugh when my friend Lauren Conlon is in prep and we start talking about food, and she literally changes her mood. She starts skipping around and being happy, and she kind of wiggles when she eats, and it's really funny, but it's certainly understandable because serotonin. So hopefully this video helped. Hopefully you guys understand that there are going to be some weird physiological adaptations to changing, but it's all for the best. And there are some things like refeeds, like diet breaks, and like just taking a couple days off that can help us have a long-term sustained success. You don't need to always be in a strict caloric deficit, all right? Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments below. Hopefully this explains something for you there, and we'll have a chat tomorrow. Talk to you then.